Hi, welcome to Tips for Homeschool. We're going to be discussing why I love LifePacs, and we use them as our curriculum of choice for our family, for our main curriculum. First of all, what makes the LifePac series different, which is published by Alpha and Omega, and by the way, I have no affiliation with the company whatsoever, just a homeschooling family that really just enjoys their curriculum. What makes them different is they come in, for the older grades, 10-pack series. So you finish a book at a time. The first book is normally like a reintroduction of the previous grade. And so you'll do a little bit of review. And then as you work through the books, the 10th book is a review of the entire year. And what I love about it coming in 10 book series is that you feel the sense of accomplishment throughout the year. You can take your year and break it up into smaller goals. So let's just say you have a goal to finish one book every 2 weeks, and you might have to adjust that goal, but it just gives the child a sense of, yay, I'm done with book 1, yay, I'm done with book 2, or I know I have 10 books coming. And that just helps the children rather than one big fat book that they just have to work through and drudge through the whole entire year. So I really just enjoy that they come in 10 book series. I also love the format. They are Christian books, and in the book themselves, they have biblical principles. For example, in the curriculum, just mixed in the social sciences, and this is grade 1, it talks about manners in church. And your church is God's house. God calls church a house of prayer. Be very quiet in church so you don't disturb others. When you are in church, listen carefully. And why this is so important is that it puts God first into everything that you do, and it shows your children that is really important. So Alpha and Omega is very specific to Christian homeschooling family. For our family, it's very important to have God intertwined into our homeschool curriculum. So we're going to get started. We're going to review grades kindergarten through 3rd grade. Kindergarten comes in 2 main subjects, language arts and math. And for the kindergartners, it's broken up into 2 books, 2 workbooks for the whole entire year. And then you have the 2 teacher's manuals, one for math and one for language arts. And what I enjoy about this company is you are able to purchase the workbooks separate from the teacher's manuals. So if you have multiple children like our family, then you're able to keep the teacher's manuals, reuse them, and then just order the workbooks for the next child for the next year. So that works out great. Okay, so we're going to review language arts in kindergarten. And you'll see it's very, very simple, very user-friendly, I think is encouraging and happy. I really enjoy it. And you go through all the alphabet sounds, my A page. And what I like to do with the A page is we have a lot of Horizons magazines, and I say go through the magazines, find a picture that starts with the letter A, and we just fill this page up with cutouts of anything that they can find that has the letter A in it. Draw a line from left to right, shapes. I really enjoy how they're bright, colorful, and user-friendly. Okay, so that is language arts. And then in math, you can see the biblical principles mixed in, David and Goliath, the 5 smooth stones, tally marking. They love mixed in with math. It's not just a bunch of repetitive worksheets, but you have coloring pages and just fun activities. Mark 1 for each. So I hope you're getting a sense of just that this book is really good to walk through. Draw each Bible set so you can read the verse, find the numbers in the verse, and then put that in. And then here, when you see blank pages like this, the instructions are in the teacher's manual. So it'll tell you exactly what to instruct the child. That's very important for learning to follow instructions and listen carefully. All right, so that just progresses into the next workbook for the end of the year. Now let's look at the teacher's manuals. They are so user-friendly. One reason I absolutely loved box curriculum sets, and specifically Alpha and Omega, because when you come to the teacher's manual in the younger grades, which especially if you don't specifically have a teaching degree or something like that, it tells you exactly what you need to do. Not only does it give you a user-friendly picture of the page that you're on and the answers, it gives you objectives, the materials that you're going to need, and then as you read through here, it's going to tell you exactly what to do, what to say, and why you're saying it for the child. So I really appreciate that. So I just want to give you an idea of what that looks like. All right, so that works the same for both math and language arts, the way that those are laid out. That is the kindergarten curriculum. And this 2-book series works very well for that age group. So we typically start our kids when they are 3 with the Horizons preschool curriculum, and then we work on, so they're about 4 when they come to these books for our family. Now the typical kindergarten will probably be around 5, but we start at 4, and this just works out perfectly for their attention span, and we love it. All right, now we're going to move on to first grade. As you can see, first grade has 4 subjects, and each subject has 2 parts to the teacher's guide. You get the first and the second one, mainly because there's so much content, there's so much instruction, and there's a lot to cover. Now, this is the first year that you're going to see all 10 books and 4 subjects, and it's really just the same user-friendly format. So you're going to see a lot of the listening for sounds and language arts, which is really good, which helps them learn how to read better. Making contractions, adding S's. So this is a workbook from a previous year. So you can see that our children have already completed it. All right, so that's language arts. Math, same way. You get heavier into the actual math problems. You can see they're learning to spell words and fill them in. And it does a good job of giving a mix of problems, words, and pictures. All right, that's math. And again, what I love about this is they learn about their feelings, they learn about why they're special, how to deal with emotions, how to have compassion for others. All right, that's history and geography for first grade. And now science. Learning about making healthy choices, your senses. This is another thing they do in the younger books. They ask them questions, they give them an opportunity to draw a picture to go with it, and then they ask you to have a writing tablet or somewhere else and have writing instruction. So that's really good at their age. All right, that is science of first grade. Now we're going to look at these answer keys. I'm just going to give you an example Oh, just want to point out, in the beginning of every answer key for every grade, they give you a curriculum overview and the objectives for that grade. And these are the main objectives that you're going to cover in each LifePac for that grade. And then, of course, you can go from grade to grade. So I really enjoy that's a nice format, and this comes in the beginning of every single teacher's manual. It gives you a weekly planner if you want to rip this out and copy it and write it down, and a way to grade. Now, our family, we follow more like the traditional school system. We do not take grades until 3rd grade. And that really just helps if with the emotions of the child, if they perceive that they're getting bad grades, they don't really understand it before 3rd grade. So we just say, good job, and we're just very encouraging before that, and to not give them a negative opinion of school. Of course, we instruct, we help them along with anything that may be wrong, but we don't give specific grades at that age. Okay, so here we go again. Concepts, the objective, what you're working on, your goals, and then how to teach, and then activities that you can do with them. And again, you get a picture of the actual page and what you should be doing with the page. All right, so that's 1st grade. 2nd grade, you can see the teacher manuals. You have 4. So you're getting a little more mature, so you don't need so much verbatim instruction. You can see their teacher's manuals. Now you're moving from having that picture of the page to a more mature setting. Here's a book report form that you can tear out, and you can copy that and have your children do book reports. You're getting rules, instructions, suggested reading lists. And now you're getting to more of what you're going to see throughout the older grades. Here it just gives you the answers to the actual page. You're going to get a spelling list, and then now you're moving on to more of the test type atmosphere. These are what we call alternate LifePac tests. So if your child did not do so well on the test and you want to review the material and take a new test, they offer you 1 extra test. In here you can copy that. So when you're giving the spelling test, there's a sentence for you to read. So you say, cook. Mother does not want to cook tonight. And then cook. Everything, again, is just very user-friendly. And all of the answer keys for 2nd grade are going to follow that same format. And this is what 2nd grade looks like. You can see the pictures are getting a little more grown up. So you're going to read through the objectives when you first start each new LifePac, and then you get into the work. Again, the first LifePac is more of a review of the current year. And then as you work through the 10th LifePac is a review of the whole year that they just completed. There's a lot more reading as they're getting older. At this point, I can say in 2nd grade, you're still helping them read through. Science. And here's what we call the LifePac test. This is a test, although it's usually placed in the middle of the book. I think they make it like that so you could actually rip it out so they can't see the test and then administer the test at the very end of the book. But the way it's set up, you have the objectives, you have the reading, then you have what they call a self-test where they go in, a place for you to say, okay, how well did they do, and mark their score and check it off and give the date. That's good to do. And then at the very end of the book, you administer the LifePac test, and that really gives you a sense of how well they retain the knowledge from that book. And those are those alternate tests that you see in the teacher's manuals. So you get a section, a self-test, section, self-test. Normally in the younger grades, there's 3 or 4 sections, and then you get the overall LifePac test. And here you can see it's getting more mature. There's a lot more writing, lots more of reading and rules. Moving into 3rd grade, you still have the 4 main subjects, the 4 answer keys right here for the teacher's guide. But I wanted to show you, and again, this comes in the beginning of every book, but I wanted to specifically point out that they teach you how to score and grade if you're not familiar with that or how to do that. And then they give you hints and studying techniques and a sample of a daily schedule. And throughout these teachers' books, especially in the older grades, you're going to get in the beginning of the LifePac where you can read any materials that you might need for that whole LifePac, learning activities, discussion questions that you can talk about with your child. And any supplemental things that you might want to do with them. All right, here's science for the 3rd grade. You get vocabulary words now at the beginning of each LifePac. Your diagrams are more mature looking and less cartoony. Here in 3rd grade, your child is usually able to read very well. You still might have to help them with some of the older words that they may not have heard of before, but they can read a lot of this on their own. Of course, it doesn't mean that they're doing their schoolwork by themselves completely, but they are working towards more independence. Okay, that's science. A lot of maps in 3rd grade. Lots and lots of maps, which is good because the standardized testing that you do at the end of the year has a lot to do with maps. In 3rd grade, in the LifePacs, they cover the regions of the United States. And this is 3rd grade for language arts. And I really enjoy that the art of cursive is still in the LifePacs. So I know that's going away in the school systems, but still very much in the LifePacs. They're getting more into grammar. Writing good sentences, more focus on writing. Now you're moving into the paragraph and stories and the purpose of authoring stories. in third grade, you're going to move through just multiple numbers, decimal places, measurements. So you can see that that's becoming more mature. All right, thanks. I hope you enjoyed this series on LifePacs. I hope it was answering the questions that you had. If you have any additional questions, feel free to send me a message. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.